Hey, happy Tuesday too. I'll take my second and move things. My name is Megan, and I'm a plant-based holistic integrative nutrition health coach and a personal trainer. And I love helping my clients clean up their eating, heal their lives, lower stress, come into more and more alignment with their worth and purpose. And this is my Tuesday at 2. I was asked a question if I had any advice to keep from binge eating when I get home from work. She said, "Do you have any advice to keep from binge eating when I get home from work?" So that's what we're going to talk about today briefly. So if you join me or watch the replay, say hi, comment, ask questions. I love for these things to be chatty. If you comment on the replay, I'll get back to you. Um, Hello, Christy. This is my Christy. I'm so happy to see you. So I like to start my lives with breath work, with breathing for you, for the live, for me. And we're just going to do 5 breaths, just 5 breaths. Today is like a soul, what you call it? I'm pointing the right place and saying the wrong name. Crown chakra day. It's a connectivity day. You with your highest self, you with your highest intention, spirit, family, spirit guides, whatever you believe in, right? So let's just do 5 just big breaths from your crown chakra and just connect with yourself and with your knowing and with your intuition, right? And then we can step into this topic that so many people struggle with, I think. So feet on the floor, soften. If you're driving, eyes open, but you can still breathe. So crown chakra is just above your head. And we're going to breathe in 5 times. Inhale, white light into your crown chakra. Inhale. Exhale and ground your crown. Just let it come in your body and connect with your highest self. You with your knowing, you with your intuition. 4 more. Inhale, white light to your crown. Exhale, let it pour in, pour in, pour in. Connect with your heart, your intuition, your knowing. You are your heart. Connect in with your heart. 3rd breath. Inhale, white light from your crown. Exhale, just let it come in. Connect you with your highest self and your feelings. Your feelings are your guideposts. Are you going the right way? Are you feeling good? Going the wrong way? You're not feeling so good? Good. 4th breath. Inhale, white light to your crown. Exhale, let it come in. Let it pour in. Connect you with you. You with your highest self, your intuition, your knowing, your heart, your feelings, your beliefs. Heart-based beliefs. Last one. Inhale, white light to your crown. Exhale, soften and let it pour in. Just full connectivity. Connect and protect yourself, from yourself, for yourself, with yourself. Good. Good, good, good. Hope that felt supportive. I always like that. So we're going to talk about a question that I got. I got a message that asked, do I have any advice to keep from binge eating when I get home from work? That's what she asked. And I can say who's experienced this, right? I think most of us have. If you haven't, I'm sure there's other things that are on your docket that's not eating the pantry when you get home from work, right? There are so many layers to this and what feeds into binge eating in general, and also specifically when you get home from work. But we'll go basically and kind of generically look at a few reasons that feed in, right? The first one is actual food. Like, what did you eat today? And did you eat today, right? Did you eat? Or was it a sustaining thing that you ate today, whether breakfast, lunch, snack? Or was it a quick bar that you grabbed and it lasted an hour and then you tanked, right? Because there are people who, I just didn't have time, I grabbed an RX bar. I just didn't have time, I grabbed a Go Macro bar. We can talk about those later, but Go Macro bars in general, they're delicious and they have clean-ish ingredients, right? But they have more sugar in them than most cookies. So there are these aspects, layers and layers and layers, but check. Have I eaten today? Did I eat? And was it sustaining or was it something that was going to make me tank regardless, right? or another question to ask is, did I eat good stuff, but it was 11 and now it's 6 and I'm ravenous, right? You didn't, there was a big gap and you did a lot of work, right? A couple tips for this, like actual food advice, is having easy, tasty, handy, clean snacks in your bag, your work bag, and at work. And if you work at home, having them in your home office, right? Even maybe even have a little mini fridge, like go on the Amazon, what is it, today and tomorrow, or tomorrow and Thursday, there's like the Amazon Prime days. See if they have a mini fridge for your office, right? Keep one right there. Have them handy, right? It could be dry roasted edamame or raw nuts and seeds or apples or the little cutie oranges or easy veggies like carrots and radishes and mini cucumbers. Or, if you have a little mini fridge next to you, you can have hummus, right? Have little easy, tasty, clean snacks in your bag and at work, both, right? And set alarms to eat them. I get in total like hyper focus workflows. I can also take a long time to really get into something if I allow old patterns to come in and I hover, right? But if I go straight in, I can get into a workflow, and I need alarms to remind me so that I don't come out tanked and ravenous and like bleary eyed and whatever, right? So, or you could also say, every time I get up to use a bathroom, like a bathroom break, I'm going to have a small snack to help you go through, right? Um, Second tip would be to really eat a real breakfast, a real breakfast. Even if your intention is to have a morning routine, but you just haven't created that. And I really intend to, and sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't, because sometimes I can go ahead and say, I always have a morning routine. Christy, do you have a morning routine? I think you do. And it took me a while to get there because I'm not necessarily a morning person. I'm also not necessarily a night person. I I get up and I get myself up because I like to be up. And it's a labor of love because I have to really like get myself up like you would get someone up, help them up, like maybe go wake up your child to get on the airplane or something. I have to get myself up, but then I really make sure to eat a real breakfast and I meditate and I do my morning routine. Even not for me, I sit and do it, but even for you, if you're in a rush, overnight oats in the car, I do some with some grace and flexibility. Good. Yeah. And so this is Christy, and she has one, and she gives herself grace and flexibility, and she gets herself up and gives herself the morning routine, and it's beautiful. So if you don't have a morning routine yet and you want to set one, you can also let me know. You could put morning routine in the comments, and we could talk about that because that can change your whole day, your food day, your responses, your stress level, your everything, right? But if you're flying out the door and you have like overnight oats and you're eating it in the car, eat a real breakfast, right? Something sustaining. One of my clients, he said he packed a suitcase for the day, right? Of food for extra long days. If you're going to have an extra long day and you know you're going to have an extra long day, pack a suitcase of food. He packed lunch and snacks and dinners, and he set himself up because he knows that he will eat the pantry or make choices he doesn't want to make. Like, I'll quote him. He's like, "Oh, I went to that asshole steakhouse again," right? When he was staying too late and he just didn't want it. And he was like, the healthiest vegetable was deep fried onions or something. And he didn't want to be there, but he didn't pack his suitcase. So now he packs a suitcase. But so the second thing, so one of the causes that we just looked at for like any advice to keep from binge eating when I get home from work, the first one is actual food, real food, right? The second one is your transition. Let's look at your transition from work to home, even if you're working at home, right? Or if you have like a tiny window of work to kid to home, right? Like that little window on your way to get your kid on the way to home, right? So, for example, one of my clients, she said she used to, we worked through this, but she would leave work and call her mom. It was clockwork. So she would go from work stress and mom stress, and it led her to, she said, eat the whole pantry, right? And she wasn't seeing this pattern. She thought she was done with work. Her pattern was to call her mother, and then she would go eat the whole pantry, because then she went straight into mom role with zero transition. She has littles, like 6 and 3 or 7 and 4 or something like that. So, a couple tips for transition work to home. or work kid home, right? In the car, you can do this even if you're not transitioning work to home. You could do this if you're driving to the grocery store. You could do this if you're driving to visit your mother-in-law. You could do this if you're driving anywhere, right? Or going anywhere. Practice, become aware of your mind. Obviously, you're driving, you're noticing the cars, you're watching the stoplights, but soften and breathe and have some of your car water bottle, right? And shake off, release any of the work stuff, like a duck, like down the duck back, and then they keep shaking off the tail even if the water's off, right? Shake and release all of the work stuff off. Pull into your feet, pull into your hips, pull into your belly, pull into your hands on the steering wheel, right? Be aware of yourself in the car, away from work, separate from your mind. Shift, pivot, and let everything come up and out. Lighten, lighten, lighten. If you feel like you're bearing down, like when I feel pressure, it feels like one of those Le Creuset cast iron lids on my head, right? I know some people feel clenching. On me, it just feels like a push. So just let everything come out and up and out. Shift and pivot, shift and pivot. And let your energy transition on purpose, like purposefully transition out of work. It can happen, whether your commute is 5 minutes or an hour. Transition out of work on purpose with appreciation and gratitude. Appreciate yourself, appreciate the salary and the benefits, appreciate, whatever. Appreciate what you are getting from work, and get rid of it, right? Another way to do it, if you don't want to get all, woo and internal, is you can listen to a podcast or music, right? All that matters is that you are aware and you soften and you declare and you command as you, for your mind, and transition, shift up and out of the work into the home, right? You declare, you command, you say, I'm doing this for me, because then I will show up for me as me and for them, right? Instead of work, mom on the phone, kids, eat the pantry, right? Another thing, so we talked about actual food. We talked about the transition home or out of your work office or any transition, right? And the third is, what do you want to do when you get home? What do you want to do? Because the person who asked this question, what she wanted to do was have a snack and work out. She just wanted to have a snack and work out after work. And she said, but I just kept eating and eating. And she intended to jog while her daughter was in acting class, but she was too full and uncomfortable. And so she didn't. Right. So in the transitioning in the car tip, or any transition you choose, if you're walking to pick up your daughter, transition from your house to pick up your daughter during that walk, right? Plan what you want to eat. Plan what you want, right? In the car on the way back. Take out that snack when you get home. Take out the amount you want, right? You might want, I just had a fig. You might want a fig. You might not want the whole bag of figs, because you will feel awful and you might not, right? Have a glass of water, be aware of the amount, because obviously, like, there's enzymes in the belly and there's whole other layers of talking about like when and how to eat and drink water, right? But like, have a glass of water, take out the amount that you want to eat, right? Of the snack. Close the boxes, close the fridge, close the cupboards, put everything away, the containers, go to another space and another room, and mindfully enjoy and taste and love your snack. I hope this resonates, right? Eat what you want. Eat what you've been planning in the car. If it's like a splurgy indulgence, really look forward to it, but then take it out intentionally. Close the box, go to another space, have your snack, because you still intend on jogging while your daughter's in acting class, right? Or whatever this person was sharing. Get out of the kitchen and go work out or go do whatever you want. Enjoy that snack. Get out of the kitchen and go do whatever you want to do. If you are actually still hungry, eat. Eat real food, like real food, right? Eat dinner for you. And then if you're gonna like, if your husband's gonna eat with you or your family's gonna eat with you and you've already eaten, you can just sit and keep them company, or you can have, you know, an extra portion of the vegetables that you want. But if you're hungry, eat, or choose a heartier, clean snack that still allows you to feel comfy working out. Something more legitimate than just a fig, right? Maybe you actually want something real as a snack, something more hearty. Binge eating and binge eating after work have so many layers and so many root causes to unpack, right? To unpack, to observe, to acknowledge, to love, to unpack some more, to release, and to free yourself into a completely different, new, free feeling relationship with not only food, but also yourself, right? These are tips, check your actual food, be mindful of your transition work to home. Choose what you want, so you're not like a free-for-all Disney World in the pantry when you get home, right? Decide what you want to eat so you don't sabotage your afternoon. But there are so many mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, there's so many layers underneath binge eating and binge eating after work. And I do this with clients. If you take the time to unpack and observe and acknowledge and love and unpack more and release and free up into a new relationship with food and yourself, everything will change. Everything in your life will change. You can really start healing your life when you decide that you are done, and ready, right? To not be in this space anymore. You don't have to sometimes binge eat after work when you didn't want to. You don't have to sometimes eat the whole pantry. You actually don't have to anymore. Like, this can be something that you can release. And it can just start with one of these little tips, right? And awareness from today. If this brings awareness, if you catch this and you watch this and this just simply brings awareness in, you've started, right? I hope this resonates. Let me know if this resonates. Let me know if this brings up, old memories for you, or if this is not work for you, but it's also, when I leave, this when I leave this place or this person's home, I generally go home and eat, right? Because it can come from different places, not just work. But her question was directly advised to keep from binge eating when she gets home from work. This is something that so many people struggle with, and a big thing that my clients heal in their life. If you are struggling with and wanting to eat the pantry after work and would rather feel confident and grounded and in control so that you can work out while your daughter's at acting class, or do whatever you'd rather be doing after work and ready to get rid of the binge eating after work, message me. You can message me. You can leave a comment. You can message me. All of my links, I think, are below in this. You can message me on Facebook or Instagram, or email me, and we can have a free eating without guilt call, because it's possible. It's possible. I've done it. My clients have done it. I believe Christy does it. It's not something that you just have to live with, or that you struggle with and sometimes don't. Like, you can actually start to find freedom. So I love you. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you next Tuesday. Today is the 10th. Is next Tuesday the 17th? I'm not sure, but I'll see you next Tuesday. Yes, I've come so far. Yes, you've come so far, Christy. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you guys next week.